west of Shamrock Boats on the west side, is that the extent of the drains? Jack was wondering, now that water can't top the road and go east, there's a cutout drain in the curve.
Yep.
And then that little drain, is that all we're gonna have for a drain?
Yeah, that's all we'll,
That's supposed to handle it?
I mean, there might be a little more shaping. When I was down there the other day, it looked like they pushed some dirt up around that one intake that needed to be straightened out a little bit.
You think that should be cemented out around that, not the curb, but
The other one? That might be something, if we need to, we'll take a look at that with time and see what happens. I think if they keep it seeded down there, I think that, if the grass is seeded around there, I think it'll work okay and not need to be cemented. But if it's necessary, we could cement around that intake. But I know, especially on the backside, they were supposed to slope that so they could seed it, and I think it was seeded so that that guy lived there, Odin, and he mow around there. But,
Bob was wondering if on the east side too, there's a drain there, and, that could be improved, but that's not our responsibility, it'd be the landowner's, his responsibility. Right, right west of his office.
Oh. Yeah, I don't even think there's an intake in there. Is there?
I saw it, there's a hole in the ground where water can go down.
Oh, yeah?
I think so.
I didn't remember that there was, but I've only been there a couple times.
Well, that thing's always, it started out, I think, that was the end of the pipe right there, and then they added a junction and extended that pipe on further south so he could park on the west side of his building, and I know there was a lid on that junction that,
Maybe
and
that's.
I know the pipe wasn't very far underground, so maybe it's got a suck hole there, because I don't think there was intended to be an intake there.
Well, there's a hole there.
Yeah, we might have to take a look at that.
Yeah.
It kind of makes sense that there would be one there.
Well, it's you go south of there, there's a big open pipe, and water does collect there. It might be good to, talk
Well,
about.
I think the intent is that there is enough fall that the water can get to the end of that pipe, but when you start parking there, especially when it's wet, and you start making wheel tracks, and then they fill with water, and then you make wheel tracks again, and it might just be a pocket of water that's sitting back there that you can't get away.